Previously on Keeping Up with Destiny, I visited the Valley of the Kings located in Egypt. What's up, TMOD squad? Welcome back to the travel series. Welcome to another episode. So I am still on my cruise. I'm about to head down to get breakfast. I'm going to show you guys what the breakfast setup looks like. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you have your post notifications on so you're notified every single time I drop a video.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Did you bring a dress for it?
I did pack a couple, like 3 dresses.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the best orange juice I've ever had. The best.
Is it?
The best. The best. I got an omelet with everything. I ate it. It was really good.
Almost eggs, and then
Hi everybody. So I am currently on a horse carriage and I'm on my way to Edfu. EDFU. You wanna?
No, sorry.
Dawn! You look so beautiful on camera. Look at us. This is Dawn. Okay. She knows everything about everything. She's wise. And make sure you like this video and leave nice comments for Dawn, okay? Can't even get that far.
Well,
That's impressive.
Pulls up, like whenever there's written laws about birth and death and marriages.
Wow.
Some of the problems she's found.
She should get paid for this. Like, she should do this for people.
Well, she's so caught into doing it for us. It's like just getting all of the people.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll be there over there at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, they're like 5 driving.
The 3-wheel cars. They have 3 wheels.
Wow, that's cool. Wow, it's old.
Victoria, okay? And over there, this is the restroom. If you want to the restroom before you go, that is the restroom. Okay? Okay.
Meshy, meshy.
So, Yalla Bina, that's me, let's go.
Pothole. He tearing that cheese and bread up. artwork. Wow. This is like really cool. Basically, everybody was like an architect. Chairs. Wow, this is incredible. Look at all the dogs. I'm just wondering, on the building, is it telling some kind of story?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Do you know what?
Messages. While behind the two statues, guys, you're going to see a very impressive facade of the temples. This is the second largest facade of the temples all over Egypt. What is the largest one, Prince? It is Karnak temples. And this is the second largest one, believe it or not. This facade, each tower of it, consists of 11 floors inside it. Each floor contains 10 rooms in it.
Wow.
These rooms were used by the priests in ancient time, reused again by the Christian during the Roman persecution, against them to hide inside it. So I would like to remind you that the facade of the temple is representing the map of Egypt. Left tower is representing the West Bank, right tower is the East Bank, and the River Nile running in the middle between them. The sun disk with the two wings, and there are two cobras came out of the sun disk. Do you see the two cobras? Why two cobras?
Does the cobras represent demons? No? Protection?
Protection.
Protection.
Why protection? That's a good answer to why. Actually, when we make a study of the cobras, we found that the cobras haven't played to shut the eyes during sleeping. So when the cobra is sleeping, it's keep the eyes open. Here the message is, God is never sleeping. God is watching us day and night. East and West Bank is under the protection of Amon-Ra.
About to enter the temple. Look at how beautiful this is. Wow. It's beautiful. Let me know. Who's my tour guide?
Very impressive. But actually, once we enter, we could see, guys, one of the symbols that have been repeated carved on the wall of the temple. So, what is this? Right, represent what? Do you remember?
Eternal life.
Yeah.
Oh no, the now.
Thank you. So, do you remember this symbol? This is the same design of my cane.
Yeah.
So actually, this is called Wa-Set, representing Upper and Lower Egypt in hieroglyphic. On the bottom there is a circle, half circle. It's called the Nob, mean Lord or King. So how they pronounce the symbols in ancient time, they say that Ankh Neb Wa-Set, long life for King of Upper and Lower Egypt. Viva King of Upper and Lower Egypt. So the locals, they used to standing outside the facade of the temple, repeated the symbol several times. Long life for King of Upper and Lower. Long life for King of Upper and Lower. And when the king satisfied, he ordered to open the massive and gigantic gate of Edfu temple. Look to the hinges of the gate on the two corners.
Wow.
Look to the bottom to the two corners.
Wow.
So guys, please imagine with me, we used to have a gigantic double door gates. That's right, double door made out of sycamore wood, covered with gold, gilded. So when the king ordered to open the gate, the priests started to pull the gate. So actually,
what
this
happened
is
to those
where the
gates?
gate was fit. So this is actually showing us the thickness of the gates. That was the height of the gates. So imagine how massive and gigantic will the gate that used to close Edfu temple, double door, made out of a very thick wood of sycamore, covered with the layer of gold, gilded, open, just a straight order from the Ptolemy. Unfortunately, we found nothing from this gate, but just try to imagine how huge, how massive it is.
How many
Wow.
men would it have taken to open?
All the priests of the temple, all of them.
So you mentioned a phrase, Sinet, say that again? What do you call that again?
Ankh, Ankh,
Yeah.
Nub Ankh Wasit.
Nope.
Wasit.
What's that?
Yes.
You know what Ankwab Sinet means?
Long life of Kingdom Upper North.
Ankwab Sinet?
Yeah. Ankh, come on.
Because that's something that we said at our the freedom school, they don't know what they're saying.
Ankh,
Ankh,
Nib,
Net,
Nib, Wasit. Ankh, Nib, Wasit.
Wasset is
in
different
the
from
school where I
wasset.
worked at, they would say Ankwab Sinet. And
So you find
so
some
they have
words-
some different meanings, maybe?
It maybe had different meanings. Okay. Nice. And if you have been to Greece, have you been to Greece? To the Acropolis? The Acropolis is in a way bad condition compared to what we could see now. So how come here it survived and it's in a way better condition, while both of them built at the same time? So first of all, we need to know that Alexander the Great, when he came to Egypt 331 BC, Alexander was too smart to understand that the Egyptian monuments need thousands of years to could destroy it, and more thousands of years to could build a new civilization on this land. And he found that the ancient Egyptian religion is too tolerant to clash with his religion. And he found that the weakness and the strongest point of the Egyptian, it is the religion. However, how you could play on this, you could gain or lose the Egyptian people forever. So Alexander, once he arrived to Egypt, he took off all the Greek ruler clothes and he put on all the Pharaoh's clothes. And he took his chariot to a temple in the oasis, and he went there. Once he reached there, the high priest came out of the temple. He said, listen, I'm not here to destroy the temple. I'm not here for fighting. I came to Egypt because I had an oracle many times telling me that I am the son of Amun-Ra. And I'm coming here to pray for my father and offering my father and helping my father. So the high priest, he opened the gates of the temple to him. He went inside, kneeling in front of the statue of Amun-Ra, offering Amun-Ra, praying for Amun-Ra. So the high priest gave him the title, son of Amun-Ra, Alexander the Great. So Alexander, he said, could you please give me a list about the temples in a bad condition for the Egyptian goddess? He said, yes, Edfu temple, rebuild it again. Same design for the same god. But what about add some of the Greek touch of art to the Egyptian art to make it something very special and very beautiful to the Egyptian god? Then he goes further and he said, what about make your god marry from my goddess, and the son of them is going to be the god of me and you. So Alexander the Great at the end, he was so smart to play on the religion to serve the politics. That's why you won't see on the scene, on the wall, any of the Greek rulers dressing like a Greek rulers. He's dressing like Egyptian pharaoh, because he's saying we are related to the Egyptian goddess. We are Egyptians, not Greek anymore. So why, Prince, the temples here in a way better condition than the one in the Greece, in the Acropolis?
Yeah, we're here to help. Stuck in the
Sí, pero estamos todos aquí. Mira. Possiamo provare. Dentro meno largo l'ingresso.
Okay, guys. No chance. So please may have your attention because right now I would like to talk about the design of the temple and the symbolism behind the design, which is really interesting. We have been together to many temples, but I'm sure that you never noticed that the ceiling of the temple, the ancient Egyptian, they designed it, comes down in the temple. You see that? Look please to the ground of the temple. The ground of the temple shows the design that goes up. You see that? People will all the temple design though on the design to zooming in. So from here you could see the end very well. Is that right? Why the ancient Egyptians they built it with this design, guys? What is the end of the temple? This is the answer. The end of the temple is the sanctuary, hall of the holies, house of the God. So in any religion, where is the God is? God in the heaven, God. So actually, that will lead us to say, so Prince, is everybody was allowed to come in any part inside the temple? No. Locals maximum. They will be outside where we were standing right now. And by the two sides of the open court outside, 2 rows of columns, that was called the Per'an, which means the house of the life, the school. That's the ancient Egyptian scientists. They are going to teach to the locals all the science and the subjects. But if you're doing great in one subject, you will be graduated and you will come inside the college. And that means you're going to have the title of a priest. You're doing better, you're getting one more step close, open one more gate. Better and better, you become useful to the country, one more step close to the God, till you reach the sanctuary. He's only one person all over. He will have the title of the high priest of the temple, the servant of the God. So actually, that was a serious, smart way to make a connection between how useful you are to the country, how close you are to the God. How you care about the education, about the science, about the subjects, how you're going to guarantee a better afterlife. Because when you get close to the God is going to help you in your journey to the afterlife. So actually, it wasn't a piece of cake to standing where we are standing. You need to study hard, you need to be useful to your country, you need to be a scientist. You could get close one step to the Egyptian divinity. So actually, that was a smart way of connection between be useful, be educated, you will guarantee a better afterlife. So actually, even the design of the temple had the reasons behind it, and it is so simple.
Standing inside the first known pharmacy.
Okay?
First known pharmacy.
It's going to be scared in the front and they'll never take it. So it was something for protection. The temple, or protect the temple from the flood and the damage. That's right.
Yeah, happy.
So by the end, look please to the sanctuary, guys. Go closer. I bet take some photos.
I'm holding on to you so I don't fall off and die. Literally. What? Yeah, I think I would not like that. Oh, they're taking their pick. Look at what I was going through. It's pushing up on me.
Auch wieder wie in Kana, mal weiter.
Look at that natural light on how advanced they were. No electricity, but they knew how to build for a natural light to come in. That is so cool. Whoa. You guys know that Nicki Minaj song, Blazing? I fly, I fly. Yeah, that's how I feel out here. How could it be little me had the power to be the best beat in the league inevitably? But could it be little me? You was heckling me? Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. the walking, the heat, it creeps up on you.
Guys, while we are walking, I want you to look to the entrances of the temple. There are two entrances. Do you see that? Two Amun-Ra by the top. Do you see that? In a very impressive temple of Kom Ombo. So first of all, what does it mean by Kom Ombo, guys? Kom Ombo means a small mountain of gold. As this place was one of the important quarries of gold in ancient times, so they call it a small hill of gold. And actually that is in hieroglyphic, but in English and in Arabic after that, we call it Kom Ombo, the mountain of gold. And you need to know that gold was a way cheaper than silver in ancient time, because we used to have a lot of quarries of gold, but it's very rare to find one piece of silver because we used to import silver in ancient time. So that's why when you go to the Egyptian museum, you see gold everywhere, but you cannot see one piece made out of silver except in a very special cases. So any temple as well we have been together, guys, we found that the temple is usually dedicated to worship one god inside it. Like Edfu temple today is dedicated to worship the falcon god Horus. Is that right?
Yes.
Karnak temple is dedicated to worship Amun-Ra, the great god. But actually, our temple today, it's a very special temple because this is the only temple we found dedicated to worship two goddesses, not only one god as usual. Who are the two goddesses here? Let me introduce for you the crocodile god. What is his name? His name is Sopik. Yes, what's his name again?
Sepik.
Sopik, S-O-B-E-K. So, I need a shade.
Oh.
Okay. Come on, please, guys.
Yeah, he was saying that. At least that's what I heard too. So maybe
Horus and so
Quality of the art inside the temple. So actually, the ancient Egyptian artisans, we need to know that they used two techniques of carving. I hope you did notice it. Look, please, everybody, to the first technique. They are carving the seams in the wall or deep in the wall. And that is actually called inset. I mean, deep in the stone.
So I'm walking to look deep down into this well.